It's, thank you so much. Hi, Philadelphia. I couldn't be more thrilled to be here. You know, I made some notes, but I'm just like, what are these notes that I made? Because I feel like after this evening, I just want to speak from my heart, and if you don't mind, I might just do that. First of all, I have to thank the Human Rights Campaign for this amazing honor and all the people that came before me, whose shoulders I stand on, who make me possible. Who would have thought that a little queer gay boy from Las Vegas, Nevada, who used to stand in the mirror for hours and hours and hours practicing my walk so that it looked more like a little boy should, so that I would dodge the bullies that were at the stop and get shot, that's what we called it, the stop and get shot, in my neighborhood. Who would have thought practicing holding my wallet so that it didn't look so much like a purse, because that's what was told to me. Who would have thought that that little boy embracing wholeheartedly who he is as a gay, queer, black, funny, witty, sassy, some would say sexy, man would be a form of protest today in this divisive time that we're living in. Just being visible today is a form of protest. I worked my whole childhood to be invisible, to be acceptable to people. And in being invisible to the bullies, in being invisible to people, I became invisible to myself. And it wasn't until I left Las Vegas and embrace the fact that I'm a gay, proud black man in this world. My power was unleashed. I didn't know that to be visible meant something. It wasn't until I was on my first tour and I marched through the Westboro Baptist Church picketing my show and them yelling gay slurs at me as I marched, my head held high, through that picket line to do a show that I was very proud of. I am proud today. I am proud to not be invisible. I am proud of the people who came before me, James Baldwin, who said to write Giovanni's Room, he must do it, because not to do it meant he would never write again. I must live as a proud, black, gay actor because not to do it meant I will never act again. And courage, let's remember that courage does not mean the absence of fear. Courage means feeling the fear and doing it anyway. That's what we do. We suit up, we show up, and we march into battle. That's what we do. I have the courage today to be visible, even as I walk out of my New York City apartment, and this just happened to me a couple of months ago. I walked out of my New York City apartment looking what I thought was very fetching. And a man rolled his window down as I crossed the street and yelled a homophobic slur at me. And instead of walking back into my building and changing my clothes because I felt too afraid to show up, I held my head high. I marched into the city and was visible. Because it's courage. It's feeling the fear and doing it anyway that counts. I have heard such tremendous courage in this room tonight, and I will continue to show up as me. The thing is, the divine has created all of us to show up uniquely as we are. That is where our power lies. Not to conform, not to fit in, not to make our walks less swishy, to show up exactly as we are, who we are, with respect, with dignity, with power, and march on into the brightness of our future. We've come a long way. And we're going through one of the most difficult times in imagination. But the other thing about fear that was told to me is that fear is like excitement without the breath. So let's take a breath tonight. Now get excited. Get excited for the journey that is to come. Get excited for the journey that we have to fight in the 2020 election. The HRC is exciting. We are joyfully going to march proudly and excited into the future because that is acceptable. Thank you.